This right here is a Mustang Mach E GT Performance, and today I'm going to be bringing you a review of the interior, exterior, and maybe a driving review. I don't know that yet, but you'll see when you watch the entire video because you guys are such great people and give me 100% retention rate. Anyways, let's hop right into the video. Starting up front here, I want to talk about the front of the Mach E compared to other Mach E models. Since this is the GT Performance, you get a little bit of a different grille design than other Mach E's out there, but something I do like about all the Mach E's is the sharp headlight design and the cool little graphics you kind of get on the headlights when you lock and unlock the car. As you can see, it kind of swoops away and then puts a light there, and if you lock it, it swoops away again. That kind of reminds me of Audi's. You also get this pretty aggressive front splitter right here that's painted in the body color. It's not any kind of plastic or anything like that. Now, surprisingly, I think these are pretty skinny tires for the amount of power this thing puts down. 245s, but you do get Brembo brakes, which absolutely massive, and these pretty good looking GT Performance wheels, which are only on the Mach E GT Performance. Don't let anyone fool you. Moving to the side, since this is the extended range all-wheel drive, you do get the Mach E4X badge right here. The exterior of this car is finished in shadow black, by the way. Moving back here, of course, got the typical spoiler for the Mustang Mach E's with the third brake light integrated into it. And since this is a GT, just like on GT Mustangs, you have a GT badge back here. No exhaust tips, almost pointed out that, but there's no exhaust tips back here. Then you have these Mustang inspired taillights right here, which also make a cool animation when you lock and unlock the car. When you unlock it, doesn't do much, but when you do lock it, it swoops away like a bird in the wind in a hurricane. But on the side, it's basically the same. You do get smaller brake calipers and rotors. These are on Pirelli P0s, which are pretty decent. Maybe if you put Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's on these, you'd get a tiny bit better of a time, but that's probably just going to provide more grip on the track. But yes, these do come with P0s. Now let's go over some of the specs of this vehicle, its power numbers, and its claimed 0 to 60 time. This makes 480 horsepower, 634 pound-feet of torque, and is supposed to do 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, which is absolutely mad for a car from Ford. It'll be one of the fastest Ford has ever made, next to the GT500, which is supposed to do it in about 3.4. But yeah, let's hop inside. I don't know if you guys have known this or not, but this is Las Vegas and it's 106 degrees out today, so we're gonna turn this thing on, and that paired with a black car does not equal a very fun time. But wow, look at the interior of this thing. I've, of course, reviewed a Mustang Mach E in the past. It was the Premium E4X with basically the same interior, but surprisingly, the Premium had some nicer options on it for over $10,000 cheaper than this is. Of course, the car is ramping up and it's trying to turn on the AC. You do get a decently sized gauge cluster. It is a little small, and my filmer, Ethan, right now said that he didn't like the size of the gauge cluster. He thought it could be a little bigger, but honestly, I don't think it's that bad. It shows plenty of information. You got your battery, power, your battery range left. Then you have your cruise control and lane keeping assist settings in there as well, plus your speed, and then what gear mode you're in down here, and of course your compass and your odometer stuff, that kind of simple stuff. On the steering wheel, you do get a nice leather feeling material. I believe this is the same ActiveX material that's on the seats right here, which are nice and comfortable. Get your Mustang that is it's got this texture to it in the center of the steering wheel I kind of like. But again, the steering wheel does feel nice and substantial. You control all your cruise control and lane keeping assist settings in here as well. This is the real main star of the show. I'm not going to be going through this Sync 4A system on this screen right here because I did in my past Mach E video, and I don't want to bore you guys because you guys are probably here for the Mach E GT, not what the infotainment system is. But like I said, this is lacking some features of the Mach E Premium. On the Mach E Premium, you had a 360-degree surround camera. This does not, which kind of sucks. As for these seats, they are a bucket seat design right here with this Alcantara feeling material in the center with the ActiveX on the outside. Like I said, they are nice and squidgy and very, very, very comfortable. In the center here on this armrest, you have the GT badge embroidered into it, and then this is your center console where you get a 12-volt socket. As for other connectivity, you have a USB Type-C and a USB Type-A down here with your parking brake and parking assist functions here. A good size cup holders right here, not bad, and then a wireless charger, of course, right there. Soft touch materials everywhere you go. The doors, believe it or not, they are not mechanically opening, they are electronically opening, so you just pull on that and it pops open. But other than that, I think this is about it for the front seats. Oh, one more thing I forgot. Sound bar up here. Bang & Olufsen sound system. You get this massive sound bar, and right under that, they've integrated the vents for the air conditioning right under that, and then you have this nice aluminum tetragon-looking pattern on the trim piece right here with more Alcantara above the glove box, which you do get a pretty decent amount of size for that and more of that aluminum mesh. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the back seats of the vehicle. Alrighty, moving into the back seats. Wow, they are just as comfortable as the seats are up front, which is a good sign because you don't see that in many cars. But back here, like I said, seats are comfortable. You get a nice Alcantara feeling, like velvety texture on the back of the seats too, which is nice, kind of rubbery. Plenty of knee room and plenty of headroom as well. Of course, large speakers for the Bang & Olufsen sound system with nice materials around the window switches, door handle, and on the upper part of the dashboard. Surprisingly, I'm really surprised to see that amount of quality from Ford. You also have a center armrest right here with 2 cup holders that is also covered in that Active X seating material. Now, my theory behind that is Active X is probably a lot cheaper of a material to produce than actual leather is. So they're able to put it in more spots just because it is a cheaper material. Other than that, you do have a USB Type-C and a USB Type-A down here. And just in case you live in a place like Las Vegas or California and you need vents in the back, Ford's got you covered and the Mach E's got you covered. You do have vents back here, but not a third zone for the climate control. The back here is pretty nice, and since this does 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, you have a grab handle just in case you get too scared. In the back, you do get 59.7 cubic feet of cargo space in a really, really naughty cargo cover. There you go. Alrighty, so driving the Mach E GT Performance. It's basically the same when it comes to the 3 drive modes. You get Whisper, Engage, and then you get Unbridled, but you get a 4th drive mode, or a addition to the Unbridled drive mode, and that is Unbridled Extended. Now you might be asking yourself, well, what's that? Well, though I do personally feel like it takes away from some of the initial straight line speed of Unbridled mode, you do get some additional things. You get better traction control, better chassis tuning, and better motor tuning for the vehicle, though I do feel like it limits power just a little bit, because when I put it back into normal Unbridled mode, I felt like I was getting closer to that 3.5 seconds that Ford is claiming. Now that we're on a lone street right here, we can do sort of a pull. And we're cruising around 10 right now. Well, I guess we'll go from 0. From 0 miles per hour right now. That is enough. Wow. I would say it's in the range of that 3.5 seconds. All-wheel drive helps with that initial boost that you need to get to that. But that, wow. Gives you like a pit in your stomach. It makes your head thrown back and the blood is rushing away from your eyes, so you start like losing your vision and seeing stars. Yeah, it's pretty fast. Now, its claimed time is 0.4 of a second slower than the claimed time of the Model 3 Performance, which is this car's main competitor, is the Tesla Model 3 Performance. This claims to be about 0.4 of a second slower. I honestly, from driving the Tesla Model 3 Performance that we did have, I personally believe the Model 3 Performance is a tiny bit faster, not by that much. This is still an insanely fast and unnecessary amount of speed that you get out of this thing. And that wasn't even in Unbridled mode. That was in Whisper. Unbridled mode, now that we're in that right now, gives a little more throttle response to you. And when you let your foot off the gas, it kind of lurches you forward to kind of simulate that engine braking feeling by slowing the motors down. And by doing that, you also can recharge the battery, which is nice. It's kind of like one pedal drive without being one pedal drive, but it doesn't slow you all the way down. One pedal drive I like, but I do feel like I have more control if I do control the brake pedal myself. So I don't typically turn on one pedal drive. I typically leave that off. Come on. Do another acceleration right here. Wow. I I love gas-powered cars and I love the way they sound, but electric cars definitely give you that exhilarating feeling because they can go so fast and do such a great acceleration time. Now, when it comes to top-end speeds, electric cars don't have that ability to top gas cars just yet unless you're spending a bunch of money. But when it comes to the Model 3 Performance or this GT Performance, you still won't be beating a Mustang GT with a V8 in the top end. That'll still catch you in the top end. Electric cars do still need to go through some work to be able to get through that barrier that they have above like 80 or 100 miles an hour. I know we're in sort of a parking lot right now, but I guess right now is as good a time as ever to talk about the steering in this vehicle. The steering in this vehicle in unbridled mode is extremely tight and it's extremely direct. This is definitely nothing short of a sports car, an EV sports car. It has definitely got all the sports cars, factors to it, all those features and all those characteristics that do still make this thing a sports car. Now, when you put it into whisper or engage, the steering slowly lightens up again, and then you have a little more leeway in it, but we can do another pull right here. Personally, I don't feel like the gauge cluster is too small. I feel like it gives me all the information I need. Visibility out of the car is really good, and the comfort in the seats, like I said, with this Active X material, and even these bucket seats, does feel really, really good, and I do like all the technology in here. Of course, driving on the highway, you have the ability to use those adaptive cruise control and lane centering assist features, which basically gives you autonomous driving on the highway as long as you have your hands on the steering wheel. We have not gotten to that point yet. BLIS, which is really nice, helps you change lanes and everything like that, of course. But yeah, I really enjoy driving these cars. Sadly, we aren't going to be able to put this exact one to a drag race against the Mustang GT like we have done in the past with the premium model, but at some point we will be able to. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe to be able to see that content from us. Anyways, guys, this has been the driving portion of this. I do like how it drives, and I am very impressed with the Mach E. Alrighty, so that is the Mach E GT Performance. I've been waiting for this vehicle to come out for months, ever since I initially reviewed the Mach E Premium. So, how do I feel about it? Honestly, it's a nice addition to the Ford lineup, an actual performance car that proves that Ford can make EV vehicles that actually go fast. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button down below, and if you want to see more from us, make sure you subscribe because I will know if you don't and we need to get to 1,000. Anyways, I will see you all in the next video.